G'day, and welcome to a very special quarantine kitchen. As you can tell from my fancy hat and my accent, I just got back from down under. That's right, Florida. And because of that, I am being asked by my friends to quarantine myself yet again. So, in honor of me being under quarantine, bringing back a quarantine kitchen. Today, we are going to cook up some alligator. I did not get that in Florida, but I did get it from Jungle Jim's, and it's been sitting in my freezer ready to go. So, I'm going to throw everything up on the board for you, and we'll have some fried gator in no time. Alright, the first thing we're going to be doing is cutting up our gator. So this is my first time working with this type of meat, so let's take a look. Alright, I thought this was going to be one big steak, but it's come already kind of in pieces. So we're just going to further chop this into smaller bite-sized portions. It's got an interesting consistency already. Again, kind of looks like chicken, but you can already tell it's more rubbery. Now that I've got my alligator chopped up and kind of separated into two piles, I'm going to be frying it up in two different ways. I've got a butter bath ready to go, but I need to prepare my flour that I'm going to be dousing it in afterwards. And whenever I do this, it's a lot of winging it. You want to put in enough flour to make sure to cover everything, and then you need to make sure that you use enough spices. I couldn't decide where I wanted to go, so I'm going to New England and Puerto Rico, using Old Bay and adobo. I figure it'll give it a nice bipolar feel, which should be fun for this. I've got my butter bath ready to go here. Usually I would do an egg wash for frying something up, but I'm out of eggs. So in a pinch, a butter bath will do. And also, I think the richness of the butter will really come out in the gator when we start to fry it up. So I'm going to be using my wet hand, dry hand technique, where you use one hand in the wet items, drop it in there, and then you use your other hand for the dry. And we're just going to be dunking and tossing all of these pieces. Well, I should say half of these pieces, because half we're doing in the flour, the other half we're just going to do in straight up breadcrumbs, and we'll do a taste test after to see how it turns out. And very similar to what we just did, we're going to be doing the same actions with our Italian breadcrumbs. I'm not going to be adding any other spices to it because the Italian breadcrumbs have enough in there. Also, one thing, I did mention that I would inevitably do this dry hand, wet hand thing wrong, and I did, of course. I got a little lazy in that, and I started putting multiple pieces in. Well, the reason you only do one piece at a time is so you can kind of pinch and keep your hand dry on the other side. So, take your time, do it right, and you'll be done in no time. Hi up there. Alright, so I've got both of my gator bites ready to go. We've got the flour and the breadcrumbs. I wasn't kidding about being under quarantine. I haven't been to the grocery in some time, and I just realized I don't have any olive oil. So usually you want a good, deep, half an inch of olive oil or some sort of oil to really deep fry everything in. Unfortunately, we're going with the spray today, so it'll be a little bit lighter and, I don't know, somewhat healthier. As healthy as you can get frying anything up. I'm going to town on this. Also, while this is going on and getting heated up, you can do some last minute seasoning, just a little salt and pepper on my bites. My fake oil bath is ready to go, so I'm going to start off with the flour bites. I'm just going to toss them all in there. Okay, it looks like I threw enough in there that they're getting somewhat of a deep fry. So let these cook for a little. I had originally thought of doing both batches at the same time, but I've got plenty of time, so why not do it separately? All right. And as I had mentioned earlier, I've never actually cooked gator, so we're going to be winging this and eyeballing how long we think it'll take. Luckily, all these bites are fairly small, so it should not take too long to cook. So these have been cooking for a full 5 minutes. I've kept checking on them, and they've gotten to be this nice golden brown. It's probably a little long for them to be frying up, but again, I'm not sure what to expect. Oops, lost one. But I didn't want to take any chances with this. So I'm going to give this a quick wipe down, and then we'll do the same thing with our breadcrumb bites. And we're ready for round 2. Again, got a little bit of an oil bath there. It's like enough to get on everything. And this is definitely not cooking 101, but making do with what I have. And again, I'm going to let this cook for a little bit longer than I think it should, just because I'm not in the mood to get sick. So we'll check in back here in a few. All right, we're back at the 5-minute mark, and as you can see, these are looking very good. Also, for some reason, the breaded bites seem to have sweat a little bit more. So just need to be careful with that as I get them out of here. But I'm going to let these cool off, and I'll meet you back at the big table for our taste test. Wow, you're quick tonight. All right, we've got our breaded and our floured bites ready to go. They should be about the same temperature, so let's dig in. All right, first we got the flour. It's chewy. May have oversalted it a little bit, which is what I normally do. But all in all, it's good. Butter definitely comes through, and it's pretty rich. The breadcrumbs came through crispier. I think that's working with the slight rubberiness of the gator. It's a good offset. So I have to admit, I'm happy with both of these. I'm sure that comes as no surprise to my normal audience. I thought the flavor on the floured ones was a bit better, but I really like the way that the crispiness came through on the breaded gator bites. So it's edging out slightly as the winner. In either case, I'm going to be chowing down on both of these tonight. So for my kitchen, yours, good day.